A maritime casualty is defined under Section 306(9) of the Merchant Shipping Ordinance, MSO 1952, as any incident involving a ship in which the vessel has been abandoned or is not under command, has sustained material damage likely to cause a discharge, has become stranded, or has experienced an event on board that results in the escape of oil or other harmful substances, or causes pollution to Malaysian waters, coastlines, or reefs. If a maritime casualty occurs within Penang port limits, such as a collision between a Malaysian and a foreign vessel, the MSO 1952 outlines the procedures to manage and address the incident. Under Section 36J of the MSO 1952, the master of a ship operating in Malaysian waters that experiences a maritime casualty is required to report the incident to the port officer, Regional Director of Marine Northern Region, within 24 hours if the vessel is within port limits, or to the Director of Marine if the ship is outside port limits. The report may be submitted in writing via telex or by radio. However, any verbal report must be followed up with a written submission. Failure to comply with this reporting requirement may result in a fine of up to Rm 10,000 under Section 306J3 of the MSO 1952. Simultaneously, the vessel owner or any other person may also report the incident to the nearest police station. The master is required to complete the KMLA1 form as prescribed by MSN 27-2010, issued by the Director of Marine, and submit it to the Port Officer, Regional Director of Marine Northern Region. In accordance with Section 81 of the MSO 1952, any vessel owner who fails to comply with the requirements of the MSN may be liable to a fine not exceeding Rm 25,000 for each ship in respect of which the offense is committed. Next, under Section 306J of the MSO 1952, when a maritime casualty occurs, the Director of Marine is empowered to initiate an investigation, which may be conducted by a port officer, the Regional Director of Marine, or any other authorized officer. The purpose of this investigation is to establish the nature and causes of the casualty, assess the damage sustained by the vessel, and evaluate the extent of any harm caused to Malaysian waters, coastlines, or reefs. This stage serves as a preliminary fact-finding process, focusing on technical analysis and the collection of evidence to determine precisely what happened. Building on this, in cases involving serious maritime casualties, questions of liability, or concerns about the competency or misconduct of certificated officers, the process may escalate under Section 335, allowing the minister to appoint a court of investigation. Unlike the preliminary fact-finding stage, this is a formal, quasi-judicial proceeding conducted by a judge alongside technical assessors. It is designed not only to examine the facts, but also to determine responsibility and accountability. The court possesses powers similar to those of a magistrate's court, ensuring procedural fairness by allowing affected parties the opportunity to present their defense, and ultimately issues a detailed report containing findings and recommendations to the minister. Together, Sections 306JA and 335 operate in a structured and complementary manner. Section 306JA establishes the factual foundation of the incident, while Section 335 provides the formal adjudicative mechanism, ensuring that maritime casualties in Malaysia are investigated thoroughly, fairly, and in accordance with both technical and legal standards. Before appointing an investigation officer, IO, a police report must first be filed. Investigators are granted full legal authority to board vessels, collect evidence, and prepare reports. The IO then compiles a preliminary investigation paper, PIPE, and submits it to the Director of Marine, who reviews it in consultation with the minister. If a more detailed investigation is necessary, the Director may appoint a new IO to prepare a comprehensive investigation paper, CIP, which is subsequently submitted to the Director of Marine for further review. The Director discusses the CIP with the minister and determines whether to compound the offense or prosecute the offender in court. If the decision is to compound, the Director of Marine will minute instructions to the Port Officer, Regional Director of Marine Northern Region, directing the IO to liaise with the Deputy Public Prosecutor in Penang. Once the Deputy Public Prosecutor confirms that the offense is valid under the MSO 1952, they will minute this back to the Port Officer, who prepares all necessary documents and minutes for the Director of Marine. The Director of Marine then issues the compound to the offender, who must make payment within 30 days. Failure to pay results in the Deputy Public Prosecutor registering the case in court. Alternatively, if the Director of Marine decides to prosecute the offender, they will minute instructions to the port officer in Penang to meet the Deputy Public Prosecutor and formally register the case in court. The Malaysia Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, also possesses independent investigative authority. The MMEA Director General may appoint an investigation officer, IO, to prepare a comprehensive investigation paper, CIP. This report is submitted to the MMEA Director General, who reviews it in consultation with the Minister. If the decision is to compound the offense, the MMEA Director General will minute instructions to the IO to meet the Deputy Public Prosecutor within MMEA to verify the offense. After verification, the Deputy Public Prosecutor of MMEA will minute to the Director of Marine to issue the compound to the offender. Alternatively, if the MMEA Director General chooses to prosecute the offender in court, they will minute instructions to the IO in Penang to liaise with the Deputy Public Prosecutor and register the case in court following verification. Through these procedures, the Malaysia Marine Department ensures that every vessel entering Penang port operates safely, protects the environment, and complies with all relevant international maritime conventions. This system not only upholds Malaysia's reputation as a responsible maritime nation, but also safeguards the seas and the people who depend on them.
Thank you for watching.